नहमदुहु व नसल्ली अला रसूलिहिल करीम रब्बि इश्रह ली सदरी व यस्सिर ली अमरी वाहलुल उक़दतम मिन लिसानी यफ़क़हू क़ौली. Inshallah, we will try to finish chapter 1, book 2, chapter 1 concepts today. And most likely we will start the textbook of book 2, inshallah. So a few slides are left to finish. And so today I'm going to talk about Laam Tawqeed. I have written in English because I realized a lot of you are getting overwhelmed with many terms and terminologies. I don't want you to get confused and you start memorizing those terminologies. My advice to you is you try to understand the concept instead of remembering the grammatical terms. So I'm mentioning that for the sake of this is called Laam Tawqeed. Tawqeed means emphasis. So there are different types of Laam Tawqeed. It's used to create emphasis and in a sentence. And this is a Laam that comes with Fatha. This is a Laam which comes as Fatha. Now, you have learned in previous book another Laam, which is Harfu Jar, and that is the it has a different meaning. It doesn't create emphasis in a sentence. Rather, it makes the ism that follows that, it makes it majroor. Okay. So this Laam should not be confused when you see words like laha, laka, lahu, lakum, lakunna. All these are harfu jar Laam, though it is taking fatha and it is attached to damirul muttasil, the attached pronoun. So the Laam that gets attached to the attached pronoun, damir muttasil, is always harfu jar. It is always harfu jar. Remember that. You can make a note of this. The Laam that gets attached to the attached pronoun. So there are two kinds of pronoun: detached, attached. Damir muttasil and damir munfasil. Okay, this was taught to you in previous book. So the Laam that gets attached to damir muttasil is always harfu jar. Okay, so laha means for her, laka means for you, lahu means for him, lakum means for you all. And I told you, when this Laam is used in a sentence and when it comes as mutalik bil khabar muqaddam, then it gives the sense of have or has. Okay, I hope you remember this. So it gives the sense of have or has. So that is all harfu jar Laam. Now this Laam Tawqeed is not the same Laam. Okay, Laam Tawqeed is not the same Laam. It is different. It doesn't causes any ism to become majroor. Like in laha, laka, lahu, lakum, or this damir muttasil, according to the placement, they are majroor. But Laam Tawqeed doesn't causes any ism that follows it to become to go into halatul jar. So, but this lam al-tawqid or lam of emphasis, it can be attached to damir munfasil. This is very strange. This is a harf. This is harf of emphasis. This is lam of emphasis, but it gets attached to the damir munfasil. Okay, the detached pronouns. So that means it can get attached to huwa, huma, hum. Okay, anta, antuma, antum, anti. It can get attached to that. Harfu jar will not be attached to that. Harfu jar lam will be attached to damir muttasil. Is it clear, brothers and sisters? If you are, is it clear? If you have any difficulty, you can type in. Okay. So this gets attached to damir munfasil. Now this lam, as I mentioned, it will never make any ism majroor. Okay. In this chapter, we are going to talk about two categories of this lam. Okay. In this chapter, this lam al-tawqid, I'm going to talk about two categories of this lam. One is called lam al-ibtidai. Lam al-ibtida. Ibtida means beginning, start. So it is lam of start, the startup lam, you can say. Okay. And the other one is a lamul muzahlaqa. Now you don't need to remember these terms. You can call all these lams as lam al-tawqid or lam of emphasis. Okay, this is for your extra information. I'm giving these terms. I don't want to put many terms, but you don't need to remember them. Okay, just you can refer to all these lams as lam of emphasis. Okay, lam al-tawqid. But I'm going to talk about two of these categories. Okay, let's see the first category. Lam al-ibtida. Okay, this lam is attached to mubtada of the sentence. This lam gets attached to the mubtada of the sentence. And what it does is it creates the emphasis of the whole sentence which is coming after it. Okay, it creates the emphasis of the whole sentence. Mubtada, you know that in Jumla Ismiya, Mubtada is the main character of the sentence, right? Mubtada is the main character of the sentence. So that means this lam comes in Jumla Ismiya and it gets attached to Mubtada and it creates emphasis to the whole sentence. Okay. For example, in this ayah, wala dhikrullahi akbar. Okay. Wala dhikrullahi akbar. Now, dhikrullah is mudaf, mudaf ilayh, and akbaru is khabar, which means, and the zikr of Allah is great. It's showing the importance of Allah's remembrance. Okay, remembering Allah, okay, is very important. So akbar itself is it shows that it's very big. It's not. So we will go into these words inshallah in Sarf class. So Akbaru means it is great. Zikr of Allah is great. But with this Laam, this whole sentence becomes very important. It emphasizes the whole sentence. So you will, if you want to translate it more correctly, you will say, and definitely and indeed, the zikr of Allah is very important. Okay, it's great, it's big. Okay. Wal adhabul akhirah akbar. And the punishment of akhirah is big. Yes, here it means indeed. Yes. So emphasis now, and that's why I'm saying this is Laam of emphasis. Now you can, depending on the context, looking at the sentence, you will use the appropriate word. If you are translating it into another language, so you can use, depending, somewhere you will use indeed, definitely, surely, certainly. All these are words of emphasis in English language. But here we will be, inshallah, understanding these sentences directly from the Arabic language. So we don't even need to translate them once we know that. So we know for sure when we will be reading these ayah, وَالْعَذَابُ الْآخِرَةِ أَكْبَرُ. So we know for sure, okay, what is the important, that indeed the azab of akhirah, the punishment of hereafter is very big. Okay, so we will know the importance of that. We will understand it. Yeah. Yes, this is Laam Ta'kid. Yes. So, ye ta'kid ke liye, correct. That's why it's called Laam Ta'kid. Okay. Now, as I mentioned, this Laam Ta'kid, in this chapter, we are going to take two kinds of that. One is Laam al-Ibtida, which is also Laam Ta'kid. Okay. And another Laam. So this is the Laam of Ibtida, which comes in the beginning, which means it is attached to the Mubtada, and Mubtada is always in the beginning. Okay. Even though sometimes Mubtada comes as Muakhar also. Okay. But this is the Laam that gets attached to Mubtada. The other Laam is called Muzahlaqa, and it doesn't comes in the beginning of the sentence. Rather, it comes with inna always. So this Laam comes with inna. So first inna comes, inna always comes in beginning. Inna always comes in the beginning. So it comes with the inna always, as if when inna comes in a sentence, so this Laam of Ta'kid, it is pushed by inna, so it slides, it gets slides towards khabar. Means in the sentence it slides towards khabar, as if someone you climb on the this children's, when they slide on the they climb the stairs and then they slide down through the slide. So it's like that. So this Laam Ta'kid is pushed by inna and it is slided towards khabar direction. So that's why it is called Muzahlaqa, because the meaning of Muzahlaqa means to slide. Okay. So this always comes with inna. I will give you the example of this. Inna fi dhalika la'ayatan lil mu'minin. So here, indeed in that, okay, inna fi dhalika, indeed in that, la'ayatan lil mu'minin, is definitely a sign for with the believers. So here, this is the standard translation that I have taken from the standard translators that's available in English. So see how much difference it makes. Once you know that with inna already emphasizes and lam also emphasizes. So this combination of inna and this lam creates more high degree of emphasis. This creates more high degree of emphasis than inna coming alone or lam coming alone. Understood, brothers and sisters? So this creates higher degree of emphasis compared to inna coming alone and lam coming alone. Now, believe me, if you wouldn't have known these meanings of these lam and inna, how would you know the importance of what Allah is trying to tell you? See, Allah is, see, there is, you must have noticed in Arabic language, there are so many words and letters used for emphasis. How much importance is given for ta'keed, for emphasis. A lot of importance is given. Why? Because, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants you to understand, wants you to know exactly what is very important, the thing that should alert you after reading the ayah. And this you will only know after knowing the language. Okay, so there is already emphasis with lam, there is already an emphasis with inna alone, but when inna and lam they come together, then the emphasis is more high. Okay, it is more in a high degree. So here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, indeed in that, okay, indeed in that, in the fi dhalika la'ayatan lil mu'minin. Sometimes, you know, in our normal language, when we want to create an emphasis, we use our sound and the way we raise our voice and bring it down, you know, we try to emphasize through sound. Here it's also expressed in words. Okay, here it's also expressed in words. Okay, indeed in that is the sign for the believers. Okay, now another example. Inna ilahukum, indeed he is your Lord. Inna ilahukum, indeed he is your Lord. Lawahid. Okay, I'm telling it with emphasis. Lawahid, so you can understand how Allah is trying to show the importance. Okay, indeed your Lord is Lawahid, is one. But what kind of one? No doubt there is no chance of any other ilahi. Okay, so yes, good sister. So now, innal insana lafi khusrin. Innal insana lafi khusrin. Indeed, mankind. Insan means human being. Okay. Al insana means the mankind. Just insan means human being. Al insana means which includes all human beings. Okay, when you put al, it includes everything, all human beings. Innal insana, indeed the mankind, lafi khusrin. Fi khusrin is already giving the fi is harfu jar and khusrin is loss, is in a loss. Lafi khusrin is in a big loss. Lafi khusrin is giving the meaning that surely is in a big loss. Okay. Wa innaka la'ala khuluqin azim. Okay. And indeed you, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is addressing this to Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Indeed you, la'ala khuluqin azim, you are on a very great moral character. You are of a great moral character. Okay. So there are three things you have learned in this book, in the first chapter, the concepts of the first chapter. One is inna, which creates emphasis, though you have learned other harfu nasb also, la'alla and anna and other things. But inna is used for ta'qeed. The second thing that you have learned is lam is also used for ta'qeed. And this is not the same lam as harfu jar. Okay. So inna also created ta'qeed. Lam also created ta'qeed. And the combination of inna and lam is created extra emphasis. Okay. It creates an extra emphasis. Okay, so just ignore this heading because this heading needs to be changed. I don't know why I gave this. I wanted to create some slide and I gave what's the difference between harfu jar, and that was not my purpose. Here I think there is harfu jar. No, there is no harfu jar example here. Okay. I think I was supposed to give a harfu jar example here, but I didn't give, so you can ignore this heading. I better change it now so it will be easy for the other students next time if I will conduct the class. Okay. So here in this ayah, Al Imran, inna hadha lahua. What kind of pronoun is this? Munfasil or muttasil? Munfasil or muttasil? Hua. Munfasil. And when lam is attached to munfasil, what kind of lam is this? Is it harfu jar or is it lam ta'qeed? Yes. So this is ta'qeed. Okay. Inna hadha, indeed this, lahu al-qasasul haq. Indeed, this definitely it is a true narration. Okay, lahual. Indeed, it is a true narration. Allah is again saying it. Wal qasasul haq. It is the true narration. Indeed, this it is a true narration. That is the meaning. It's expressed in this ayah. Okay, that is the meaning that is expressed in this ayah. This shows how much emotions are there in the ayat of Quran. Okay. وَمَا مِنْ إِلَهٍ إِلَّا اللَّهُ وَإِنَّ اللَّهَ لَهُوَ الْعَزِيزُ الْحَكِيمُ. And here again it is, what do you notice here? It is coming with inna. Lam ta'qeed is coming with inna. So there is greater emphasis in both these sentences. Inna Allah, indeed Allah, lahu al-azizul hakim. Indeed, he is al-aziz and al-hakim. That's the meaning that's coming here. And here there is no inna, but there still it is coming with ta'qeed. Okay. It's coming with ta'qeed. Okay, there is inna also here. Innaka, yeah. إِذَا جَاءَكَ الْمُنَافِقُونَ قَالُوا نَشْهَدُ إِنَّكَ. Yes, I should have highlighted this. إِنَّكَ لَرَسُولُ اللَّهِ. So both this example belongs to the Muzahlaqa. Okay, the second category of Laam. إِنَّكَ لَرَسُولُ اللَّهِ وَاللَّهُ يَعْلَمُ إِنَّكَ لَرَسُولُهُ. Okay, so these are the examples of Laam ta'qeed. Okay, so you'll see such examples in this chapter. Now there is a word that is coming in this chapter which is called Ghaalin, which is Ghaalin. It means expensive. Okay. Something very costly. Ghaalin. It is opposite of Rakhisun. Rakhisun, which you have learnt in previous book. This word came in the previous book, I believe. Rakhisun, cheap. Okay. And opposite of that is Ghaalin. Now Ghaalin looks like it is majroor because it is ending with 2 kasra, but it is not majroor. It is actually and when it is in the halatul rafa also it is written as Ghaalin, because originally it was Ghaaliyun. Actually it is Ghaaliyun, but for easy reading, instead of saying Ghaaliyun, it is called Ghaalin. Okay, it is called Ghaalin. So Rakhisun is cheap, Ghaalin is expensive. Rakhisatun is cheap when you are addressing, when you're talking about a feminine object. You will put ta marbuta with that, Rakhisatun. So in the same way, you will put ta marbuta with Ghaalin also. So how will you put? You will say Ghaliyatun, because originally it was having ya. So you say Ghaliyatun. That is the feminine way of telling expensive. Okay, Ghaliyatun. Ghaalin, when you are addressing, when you are referring to a muzakkar, and Ghaliyatun when you are referring to muannas. Okay. So if I want to say the pen is costly, al-qalamu Ghaalin. Al-qalamu Ghaalin. As-sa'atu Ghaliyatun, because sa, the watch, it is muannas. Okay, because it ends with ta marbuta. As-sa'atu Ghaliyatun. Okay. Al-qalamul ghali fi haqibati. The expensive pen, Al-qalamul ghali, the expensive pen is in my bag. Fi haqibati, is in my bag. Understood, brothers and sisters? And this is marfu or majroor. Al-ghali, marfu or majroor? Al-ghali, marfu. And what is al-qalamu, and what is it? What is al-ghali here in the sentence? Naat, yes. Al-qalamul ghali is naat manud. Yes. Okay. Okay, so here in the previous book you learned, when it comes to other than ma'dud, about counting things, you learned about 1 when you are counting 1 and 2, and when you are referring to objects 1 and 2, the relationship between other than ma'dud is always naat manut. Okay, it is on naat manut. And when it is from 3 to 10, the relationship is always mudaf mudaf ilayh, between other than ma'dud. You learned that. And what is another thing that you learned about 3 to 10? When ma'dud is muzakkar, then adad is, when ma'dud is muzakkar, then adad is, the count is muannas. And when ma'dud is muannas, then adad is muzakkar. Now here you are going to see the examples in this chapter 1, examples of 100 and 1000. Now here also it comes as mudaf ilayh between adad and ma'dud, but the difference here is the ma'dud is referred as singular, okay, as instead of plural. In 3 to 10, you will make the ma'dud as plural, right? Okay, so if you want to say, I have 3 brothers, how will you say? I have 3 brothers. Yeah, Sister Aisha. So from this example, you will understand. You asked me to repeat. So you will understand from this one. If you want to say, I have 3 brothers. You forgot? No. No, Siraj. Hindi, definitely not. Hindi is not used for aqil. Yeah, Sister Asma. Li thalathatu ikhwatin. It should be ikhwatin, sister. Yeah, you wrote ikhwatin, yes. Sister Asma bint Rafi. Okay. So li thalathatu ikhwatin. Thalathatu is what, so Sister Aisha, you asked me to repeat. So thalathatu. Now when I'm talking about brothers it is muzakkar. So brothers is muzakkar. Now it's adad when I'm referring to things or people between 3 to 10, then its adad will be muannas. So I'll make it muannas. Thalathatu. I'll not say thalathu. I'll say thalathatu because the ma'dud is muzakkar. So I'll say thalathatu ikhwatin. Thalathatu ikhwatin. If I want to say 3 sisters, how will you say? 3 sisters, how will you say? Yeah, tell me fully, completely. 3 sisters. Thalathu akhawatin. Yes. No, sister, brother Abdul Hussein. Not ikhwatun, akhawatun. The sisters, I'm talking about sisters. Yes. Thalathu akhawatin. Okay. What did you notice in this? Thalathatu ikhwatin. Ikhwatin is singular or plural? It is plural. Okay, it is plural. Akhawatun or akhawatin is singular or plural? It is jama. So when you are talking about things or people between 3 to 10, then you are referring ma'dud with jama. You are not saying thalathatu akhan. You are not saying like that. Okay, you are saying thalathatu ikhwatin. You are making it plural. In the same way, for sisters, you are saying thalathu akhawatin. You are not saying thalathu ukhtin. Okay, ukhtun is singular. Okay, for sister. So you are saying thalathu akhawatin. So there you make it plural between 3 to 10. But when it comes to 100 and 1,000, though it's a big figure, but you refer them ma'dud as singular. This is very strange. Okay, this is very strange. So see the example. Mi'atu rajulin. What is the plural of men? What is the plural of man? What is the plural of man, Jama? Yes, rijalun. But mi'atu means 100. Mi'atu means 100. So here The relationship is again mudaf ilayh. So you will not say mi'atu rijalin. You will not say that. That's wrong, because if it is 100. But if you want to say 3 men, then you will say thalathatu rijalin. You will say thalathatu rijalin or arba'atu rijalin. But when it comes to 100, you say mi'atu rajulin, singular. You say mi'atu rajulin. Clear, brothers and sisters? Is it clear? Mi'atu rajulin. In the same way, for the mi'atu imra'atin means 100 women. In English, you will say woman, W-O-M-E-N. Okay? And the same thing, if I want to say 5 women, how will I say? 5 women? How will I say? No. See, Siraj, there is mudaf ilayh between 3 to 10 also. Mudaf ilayh for 100 and 1000 also. But I'm talking about how the madud is referred here. In between 3 to 10, madud is referred as plural. For 100 and 1000, madud is referred as singular. That's the only change. Understood, Siraj? Ya khamsu nisa'in. Yes, khamsu nisa'in. But here, the moment I'm saying mi'atu, you are using imra'atin. Okay. Understood? Alfu rajulin, same thing for 1000. For 1000 it is alfu. Okay. So mi'atu means 100. Alfu means 1000. Remember these. These you have to memorize. Alfu means 1000. Mi'atu means 100. Alfu rajulin. You will not say alfu rijalin. No, that is wrong. Alfu rajulin. Okay. Alfu imra'atin. Alfu imra'atin. Same thing. Al-baytu bimi'ati alfi dolarin. Okay. Al-baytu bimi'ati alfu dolarin. The house is of 100 bimi'ati mi'ah. 100 alfi, $100,000. The cost of house is $100,000. So here you are using harfu jar bi here. Now, why do you use bi here? Because you cannot say al baytu mi'atu alfi dolarin. What it will mean? The house $100,000. You will not say that. So B is a harfu jar which will give the sense of is of or at. It can take different meanings in the sentence. It can take the meaning of at. It can take the meaning of is of, something like that. Okay. Grammatical translation will be 1000 men. Alfu rajulin, yes. Alfu rajulin will be 1000 men. MEN. In normal English, you will say MEN. You will not say 1000 MEN. That's English grammatically wrong. That is English grammatically wrong. Yeah. So that's what it means. Alfu rajulin means 1000 men. MEN. Yeah. Okay. Indi miyatu dolarin. I have $100. Okay. Indi miyatu dolarin. I have $100. Fil ghurfati miyatu talibin. In the room are 100 students. Talibin, talib, not tullabin. not tullabin. Okay? Because mi'atu, that's why talibin. Fil ghurfati mi'atu talibatin. Okay? Talibatin. Not talibatin, talibatin. Fil qa'ati alfu talibin. Hall. Qa'a means hall, auditorium, something like that. Okay. At-tilfazu bi alfi dolarin. The television, at-tilfazu, the television is off. B is meaning here is off. Alfu dolarin. So B will have different meanings. Depends how it's coming in the sentence. And it is harfu jar. Okay. Is it clear, brothers and sisters? Okay. So shall we go to the... What about numbers between 100 to 1000? Yes. See how much complicated it is to... When it comes to adad ma'dud in Arabic, it's not very straightforward. For 1 and 2 different rule. For 3 to 10 different rule. Now you have, 100 to 1000. Now inshallah we'll go step by step. Okay. Don't worry. We'll go step by step. We'll cover inshallah all the numbers very soon. Okay. So now we will go for textbook. This finishes the concepts of first book.